I just had 4 of my teeth pulled today. So, that's why I look like I got hit by a Mack truck. Today, a friend and I were talking about stereotypes, and it occurred to me that everybody seems to assume that stereotypes are inherently bad. And I wanted to examine that concept, because stereotypes don't happen, they aren't just made up out of nothing. They evolve because a large number of a certain group tends to do certain things. For instance, women tend to be more emotional than men. They also tend to be, on the whole, less aggressive. This is proven fact. You can observe it yourself. Just sit and watch people for a while. However, the problem comes in when value judgments about people are made based on those stereotypes, because stereotypes inherently do not cover everybody in a certain group. For instance, I have been told most of my life that I am not ladylike enough, and I'm rather aggressive, and I am. As an example, we last year had somebody living with us that didn't work out so well, and when the straw broke the camel's back, so to speak, I said no, I want him out now. He is not going to be around me and my kids and my family and the people that I care about when he has already shown that he has the potential to hurt someone. My husband, who has been told by several people that he has a lot of feminine characteristics, was all for giving him another chance. Now, because I respect my husband and because of several other factors that I'm not going to share, I agreed that we can give him another chance, but if he screwed up again, he was gone. Fairly safe bet to assume he messed up again, and he was gone. So, in that case, I was acting more stereotypically male, and he was acting more stereotypically female, and that was okay. But if I used that to say that because he was showing more typical female characteristics, that he was less of a person, or that I valued him less as a person, that would be wrong. If someone was to say that because I'm aggressive, that I'm clearly not feminine enough and that's a bad thing, that would be wrong as well. Again, these stereotypes also don't apply to everyone. If you treat a woman in a manner that implies that she is stereotypically weaker than a man emotionally, that can be, and quite often is, very offensive. A perfect example of this. Recently, Motrin made a commercial that was quite offensive to a number of people because it implied heavily that baby wearing was only good in theory. Wearing your baby is painful. That only mothers wear their babies. That baby wearing is a fashion statement that, is like, makes her look like an official mom. And that she cries more because she wears her baby, but it's a good kind of pain, so she'll put up with it for her kid. Which sends a really mixed message there. And then at the end, the crowning glory of the whole thing was when she said that wearing my baby makes me look like an official mom. So if I look tired and crazy, and there was a subtle little cuckoo sound effect, people will understand why. Not all moms are tired and crazy. Not all baby-wearing moms are doing it for the fashion statement. And not all of them are in pain, because the vast majority of them are wearing the right kind of carrier and wearing it right. Motrin made a lot of assumptions based on stereotypes there. I wear my baby. I don't cry more because I know how to distribute the weight. They got a lot of backlash for that. There are a lot of moms on Twitter, the social networking group. In any case, there are a lot of moms on there, and it's a good way to communicate quickly with a lot of people and to organize. There were at least 2 or 3 videos in response to the Motrin ad. They pulled that ad pretty quickly, within about 24 hours. And the only place you can still see it is on YouTube. But the point is, assuming that a small group of people represents a larger group of people and inferring a stereotype from that is never a good idea, especially if you're trying to reach a large group of people. There is, in fact, a woman on one of the message boards that I go to who seems to feel that because her experience with a chronic pain condition is one way, then everybody's must be that way. She seemed rather offended when I asked somebody else who was spouting nonsense about a condition that she didn't even have to quote the research that said this. I wasn't even addressing the original woman. I was addressing somebody completely different. She got rather upset about that and implied that I read the research and base my opinions off of researchers who are being paid by the pharmaceutical companies. Those are pathetically easy to weed out if you're actually reading them. There are a lot of studies about chronic pain conditions that are about as effective as fairy dust and unicorn poo. Those are pathetically easy to weed out if you actually read what the process was to come to this conclusion. The whole thing really just kind of left me rather stunned, because she's assuming that her experience represents everybody's experience, and it most certainly does not, especially with this particular chronic pain condition. It's fibromyalgia. It presents vastly differently in different people. One of my friends has it, and so does her mother. Treatments that work for her don't work for her mother, and vice versa. Her mother's tried some treatments that haven't worked for her, but they work great for her daughter. You can't assume something like that and then be surprised when somebody is going to and say, whoa, no, that's not how it works for everybody. You can't speak for everybody and tell everybody that there's one solution for this, because there's not. And they're constantly doing research to find out what is going on, what causes fibromyalgia, and you can have 3 or 4 different triggering events, and some people don't get it. Some people have one or don't even recall an event like that that could have triggered the fibromyalgia, and yet they've got it. So, assumptions and stereotypes are really, really bad. I know this isn't news to anybody. It's something that's really cropping up a lot in my life lately, and it's something that's really frustrating me.